Hey guys, how you doing today? Hope you're doing good. I thought you guys might get a chuckle out of this one. I made a video yesterday about the Dutch bureaucracy and how they wouldn't let me name my beautiful daughter Sophia the name I wanted to name her. And right after that, right after I uploaded it and everything, the mail came. Mail comes in the afternoon here. And lo and behold, my, weekly letter from the town comes that, tries to make my life freaking miserable. And this one is this week's. This is from the Gemeente Nijmegen, town of Nijmegen, the town I live in. Never had talked to this person before, never got another letter or anything like that, saying that I have an appointment at 11:30 this coming Tuesday, so that I can prove to them that I have fulfilled the course that they made me take 9 years ago to try and Dutchize me. Meaning, it was a language course, it was a course about the government and stuff like that, which I welcomed at the time, don't get me wrong. I still take Dutch lessons because my Dutch is really poor. But after 10 years I take Dutch lessons. Elke donderdag I take Dutch lessons. But this one is to prove that I passed the course that they gave me, that they issued my certificate that I completed it, and it's in their computers. But I have to go to a meeting, and it says here, de afspraak duurt ongeveer 1 uur. That is, the meeting will take an hour. These guys made me take the course. I completed it. They issued the certificate of completion, which thankfully I still have. And it's in their computers that I did complete it, but I have to bring this to a meeting at the town hall, at the Gemeente House, to present this certificate that they already have in their computer. I mean, this is the pinnacle of bureaucracy in many Dutch people's daily life, and especially if you're an immigrant. But the fun doesn't stop there. Right before I went back to Boston 2.5 weeks ago, on a Wednesday, I got a letter from the tax guys. Now, my wife had 2 phone calls with this tax guy, who is insisting that I owe taxes to the Dutch government instead of the U.S. government. And basically, after those 2 phone calls, he sent this letter, which I had received 2 days before I went to the United States, that said, if you want to talk to me, we have to make a meeting and you have to present your case then. I'm tired of talking to you, basically. So I called him 2 days before I went to Boston, and he had cited a few things in the agreement between the Dutch government and the U.S. government that you cannot be taxed in 2 countries and stuff like that. And that's what he's trying to do now. And he said, I want you to pay me for back taxes from 2005 on, and then you can ask the U.S. government to refund your money, which the guy doesn't really know how the U.S. government works. Maybe I could, but we're not talking about that much money either, because basically up until now I pay my 18-20% in the U.S. and then they tax me for the difference. Now we're in a tax bracket almost above 50% here in the Netherlands, and so I have to pay the difference in Dutch taxes anyways. He wants to grab that 18% that I pay in the U.S. after my deductions. So I had to read through all of the agreements and stuff like that he cited out, and I found a discrepancy that when I'm on U.S. soil in making my money, like on the trips I go back to do my photo shoots, that money I have to pay to the U.S. government, and any money I make here in my office in the Netherlands I have to pay here, even if it's with the U.S. client. And all of my Social Security has to be paid here in the Netherlands and no more in the U.S. So I call him, you know. I don't care if it is a couple $100. I'm not going to get screwed. So I give the guy a call. And, you know, I tell him I want to have the meeting. He goes, well, why? And I said, well, it clearly states in your letter that if we're to talk about this anymore, we need to have a meeting. He goes, well, why would you want to have the meeting? I said, because in Article 14, Line 5, you know, Section 3, whatever, it says that if I'm on U.S. soil, I have to pay taxes in the U.S. And he goes, but you live in the Netherlands. I said, look, I want to have the meeting. Okay, so he goes, well, how about this Friday? I said, no, I'm flying to the U.S. to work. And there's silence on the other line. And he goes, but you work here in the Netherlands. I said, look, I'm flying to the U.S. to work. It's not brain surgery, you know. And he goes, oh, okay, how about next week? I said, no, well, I'll be in the United States for a few weeks for the next 2 Fridays, so I cannot have this meeting because I'm working in the U.S. And there's silence again, you know. And he goes, okay, how about February 27th? So now, in like 2 Fridays, I got a meeting with this guy because he doesn't understand the international laws to do with taxes, and you know, I'm the one that's going to have to pay, because I'm going to end up getting screwed. I'm going to have to pay it. It's only a couple of €100, and it's not that big of a deal, but you know, talk about bureaucracy. Unbelievable. Well, hope you guys getting a little laugh out of this, because I certainly am, actually. And I'll talk to you later.